Hey everybody, my name is Phillip Shepard. I'm a local real estate agent located right here in Northwest Arkansas. And today we're talking about some of the most exciting things, at least the things that I'm excited for, happening this fall in Northwest Arkansas. So let's talk about that. But before we begin, if you could like this video down there and also subscribe, that would make the world of difference. I try to produce as much content as humanly possible about Northwest Arkansas. Also, if you are thinking about coming down to Northwest Arkansas, I have a 3-day itinerary link below. So maybe you're an adventurer, maybe you're a sports person, maybe you have kids, maybe you're a sightseer. There's a 3-day itinerary link down below for you. Before we go into the first one, this video is strictly about some of the events that are happening in Northwest Arkansas this upcoming fall. Of course, there's a lot more events coming up here I haven't talked about, but the really cool thing is the fact that I'm having a whole different video section just for fall. Corn mazes, Halloween stuff, Thanksgiving stuff, all things when it comes to the best hiking around here. So those videos are all down the pipeline. They're coming, I promise you that. But this video is strictly about just the events that are happening in the next 2 months here. But a little side note, fall actually lasts until December, so we got a long time in fall. All right, and so the first thing that I'm personally very excited for when it comes to this upcoming fall is the Format Music Festival. Now, this is an interesting festival, a little bit out of my wheelhouse because it's not necessarily my style of music. It's very indie. I would consider very artsy music. But the interesting thing with this is that the person who created Lollapalooza in Chicago, and I hate to say this, but they came down to NWA. I was trying to avoid Chicago, but they're coming down to Northwest Arkansas and they're making a brand new music festival. And so the creator of Lollapalooza is coming down here to make a festival. So I'm really excited to see kind of the unique things that he can produce down here versus Chicago. And so if you aren't familiar with the Format Music Festival, this is its first inaugural year, but it's going to be kind of like a combination of technology, art, music. There's a whole bunch of, I would consider, interesting bands here. I would say some mainstream ones like the Flaming Lips and some other ones, but nothing too crazy. But the interesting thing is that they're more mid-size, midstream bands, but they're all very indie. They're very interesting kind of music. So that's why I'm most excited, is just because it's not your usual run-of-the-mill kind of style of music festival. So that's what I'm curious about, to see how it works out, how interesting it is. And I know there's people, I know tickets are getting sold very fast, but I know there's a lot of people coming in from out of state, of course, and attending this music festival. And on top of that, it's going to be perfect weather. Can't wait for that. It's going to be kind of an outdoors-indoors event, and it's going to be very, I think the way they're shaping this thing up to be is more of a experimental kind of style of music festival for the future. And so I'm curious to see how it shakes out. I'll be there, I know that. So I'll be curious to see how it works out, and I will definitely let you know how it goes. And number 2 on this list is Nightmare on Block Street. Now, this is located technically in Pinpoint, which is a pinball bar located, an arcade bar located in Fayetteville, right on Block Street, which is the downtown section of Fayetteville, right on the square. So every single year there's a bar called Pinpoint downtown Fayetteville. And for the month of October, so September 30th to October 31st, they have something called Nightmare on Block Street, where they take apart the whole bar and basically make it a pop-up bar where they remove everything and they put in all Halloween stuff. And they go all out, all out. I mean, this is a place where you they think of everything from props to if you're into that kind of scary kind of scene, or if you want to dress up in costume, for instance, you definitely need to check out the Nightmare on Block Street. It's super cool. It's a really fun thing to hang out downtown Fayetteville, and they do all the fun things when it comes to different naming their drinks differently. They just do fun, unique things. No, enough about that. But you have to be into the bar scene to some extent. It's still really fun, and it's just a fun experience to go to see how the actual owner completely decked out everything on the actual in the actual kind of arcade bar itself. So it's really worth checking out. Whoa! Before we begin, I have something brand new called Instant Home Updates. So maybe you're thinking about moving down to Northwest Arkansas and you're looking for homes for sale or for rent, and you're quickly realizing Realtor.com and Zillow are way too slow because they're way too slow. Instant Home Updates, which is linked below, just go ahead and sign up for it. Just make sure that everything you're looking for gets sent to your email right away. So there's sometimes hours makes a big difference when you're looking for homes around the area, because it's a fast-paced market. So just enter your information below, just email things you're looking for, and I'll get it set up for you right away. Also, I have a brand new email that I send out every single Friday, and it kind of keeps up to date with some of the cool things that are happening in Northwest Arkansas. So you might get a little FOMO, a little fear of missing out from this email, but it's well worth it. So if you want to keep up the up and up what's happening around here, definitely enter your email below and just sign up for that, and I'll make sure it gets out to you every single Friday. And thirdly, this isn't quite an event, but this is more of a building. And this October, the Ledger is finally opening. And if you're not familiar with the Ledger is the world's first fully bikeable building located right in Bentonville. So obviously, as you are probably fully aware, Bentonville is the mountain biking capital of the world, and they are building the world's first bikeable building in actual Bentonville. And so it's been a process, like this whole year it's been being built. In October, the first level will actually be finished, and then one more level after that. So the coffee shop's going underneath there, Specialized Bikes is going in there. So they only have Specialized Bikes is a bike shop that's only located in Boulder and also Santa Cruz, I believe, in California. So their third location is located right in Bentonville. So that's kind of a big deal in the biking world. So really cool for them to be on the bottom floor of Ledger, plus a coffee shop and plus a couple things in there. First level will be done, and then they're going to start finishing up the next levels. But Ledger will be completely done by October, or completely done, and so they're going to start leasing more stuff out as time goes along. But a lot of it's already been leased, and I'm curious to see what other businesses end up going there. I know there's going to be a lot of co-working spaces, a lot of other things that Bentonville will definitely leverage as a business, as a company. And so I'm curious to see what other businesses will be headed in there. I'm sure a lot of tech startups and a lot of venture capitalists, 100%. And number 4 is Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue. This year it's actually going to be in Rogers versus Fayetteville, but I'm more on the latter side of things. Like I'm more on the blues and barbecue side, not necessarily the bikes. I can appreciate a good bike, but definitely more in the blues and barbecue. So I'm really excited about that. They're having it in Rogers this year. So that's a fun thing about the actual event itself, is because it brings so many people from across America that are obviously very excited about all those 3 things, of course. And, so it's exciting to have everyone in the area and just enjoying everything. Obviously, some of the best barbecue happens right there, because that's what it's about. It's about bikes, blues, and barbecue. So great music, great barbecue, and great bikes, of course. But they call it the Sturgeons of the Midwest. So obviously it's really fun. It brings a lot of good tourism in here. So it brings a lot of money for the businesses around here. So I'm really excited to see that come through Rogers this year and see all the fun, exciting things happening over in Rogers. And last but certainly not least is Crystal Bridge's North Forest. Now, one really cool thing about the actual North Forest is actually it's a forest next to Crystal Bridges, but almost a couple times a year they do something like almost like a very interesting art show, lighting show inside of actual North Forest. I'm excited for the Christmas time, and I'll have a whole video on Christmas stuff. That's a whole separate video because there's so much. But one thing really cool thing is they have something going on right now is called the Listening Forest. So if you go to Crystal Bridges only at nighttime, they have basically they deck out the whole forest in just really interesting lights, and basically they hire people to push the boundaries of just interesting things to mess with your mind, just like with lights and projectors and all sorts of fun stuff. I mean, I haven't been there yet. It has been open for a little bit of time now, for maybe a couple days, but I'm excited to go there and just see what they're doing. Every time I get an opportunity to go to Crystal Bridges for some of their more interesting, we'll say light shows, to say the least, it's always fun, because last year's at the actual Christmas one, fantastic, great time. It's just a great place to bring family, bring friends. If they are coming down to the area, or you're coming down to look at homes, or just kind of see if this is the area for you, you definitely need to check out the North Forest. There's always something going on there. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. Again, if you are thinking about coming down to Northwest Arkansas, download my 3D itinerary link below. Maybe you're a adventurer, maybe you're a sports person, maybe you have kids, maybe you're a sightseer. I don't know. But there's the 3D itinerary link down below for you. So just go ahead and download that and use it when you come down here. Also, when you do come down here, I can give you the $10 tour. I can show you around the whole area. Plus, we can check out some homes for sale or for rent and see how far your dollar will go in Northwest Arkansas compared to where you're coming from. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one.